She closes her eyes, staggering. In her mind, she sees her again. A little girl with strawberry blonde hair standing in a corner, smiling. Fire flashes before her eyes. She turns and smiles. Ah, what a lovely, pain, tragic, brutal smile. She has to grab her head to stop herself from screaming. Breathing heavily, she walks as fast as she can. She should really have just spent her time getting a hamburger after all. The wind blew. In the chilling, bitter cold, two children stood. Kaysen clenched his hand into a fist and stretched his fingers out one by one, staring into space. It was numbingly cold, but he hardly managed to bring himself to notice. The girl pursed her lips and looked down. You're right. We shouldn't talk anymore, Kai. You should just forget about me. Look at her vacantly. His mind was a messy blur of red, black, and white. Anger and fear had dried up in the freezing cold. But still, without thinking, he stopped her. Wait. Yes? Take this. Two little pink hair ornaments tied with strings. Gingerly, he held them out to her. Here. She looked back at him blankly. The last time we arranged to meet, you didn't come. I bought this for you the day before, but I never saw you again, so here. He finished lamely. He didn't know what exactly he wanted. All he knew was that he wished for her to regain her old, happy, innocent self, at least just a little. Kaysen knew it wasn't going to do much, but he wanted to do something. She stared at those little hair orbs, merely a cheap plastic toy. Still, she looked really happy, and seeing her smile, Kaysen felt at least some respite. She took them gently into her hands, looking back and forth oddly. Then she nodded those little funny things in her hair and grinned, her old friendly little grin, when they were still friends who played stupid games like snowball hopscotch around the lane. Thank you, Kai. This is goodbye then? And then she left. Kaysen wanted nothing more than to go home and forget. In the end, he did indeed forget. But things just don't stay forgotten that easily. Kaysen stood in the middle of the room, tossing basic necessities into a small pack. In his left hand was a crumpled sheet of paper with an address. His head was throbbing again and again. He remembered that first time he used that cruel fire against another human being. Out of all the things to remember, it had to be this, he chuckled derisively. Well, time to set off. Taking one last hastily look at his bare apartment, he left, metling the lock behind him. So much for getting excited for nothing. When Case and Voltaire declared war on her from the top of the building, she felt so ecstatic. All that waiting has finally come to an end. That was what she felt. Yet now, Voltaire seems even further away. He has left his apartment, perhaps permanently. Where could he have possibly gone? Where could he possibly be? Just when she thought all of that waiting was finally reaching an end. This just isn't fair. Dazed and disappointed, she staggers her way out of the phone booth and looks around boredly. She keeps walking towards nowhere. Slowly, she makes her way off the path into the forest. The underground crunches sickeningly beneath her feet. Eventually, she makes her way to a desolate, abandoned church. The surge of nostalgia is so disgustingly strong. She can feel the acid welling up in her throat. She wants to vomit. She barely resists her body's scream as she struggles to stay upright. This is a church, the cathedral where a young woman had breathed her last. Perhaps the ghost of Michaela Lane still roams here somewhere, or has she gone to haunt somewhere else? Help me, Kaysen. Kaysen. Hatred, despair, anger, fear. They were painful. I couldn't bear it. It hurt. 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 And I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. And a boy ran over. It must be the Kaysen she was calling for. He must have heard the screams. But she's already gone. He grabbed his head, horrified. He looked at me. I looked at him. I kept laughing. For a moment, I was sure that he was going to attack me, filled with rage and hatred. But he didn't. He ran. I ran and ran. I didn't know why, but I knew one thing. If I had stayed, I would have exploded into a blind rage. I would have burned the whole place down, and I would have gone insane. And then the police would come. I would be the one whom they said killed Michaela Lane, and an unknown girl. Maybe that would be better than running away. But it's too late. I was already running. Even in such a situation, my rational side took over in the end. And so, I reached the phone booth. By then, I had already calmed down. The fire continued to boil in my chest, but I would not show it on my face or in my voice. With that, I picked up the phone and dialed. I needed to call the police. They would know what to do about this. I am Priestess Aurelia from the Temple of Holy Light. How may I help you? Hello? Is anyone there? Sorry? Am I speaking to the Liberation Front? Excuse me? My name is Kaysen Voltaire. I presume this is the base of National Liberation Front. The National Liberation Front, huh? I'm so sorry, sir. But I think you've been mistaken. If you're talking about the rebel group, we have nothing to do with them. Really? I was certainly under the impression that this is the number leading to the National Liberation Front. You're testing my patience. Please stop spouting such vulgar lies. Don't associate us with rebels. We are respectable. Simon Coyle called me. That's your boss, right? What does he want from you? The woman's skepticism and clear suspicion is evident. Kaysen leads on the wall of the phone booth, deciding to jump straight into the chase. There's no need to be hostile. The very reason why Mr. Coyle was willing to give me this number was because I have shown that I am willing to participate in your cause. Kaysen breathes, thinking hard, trying to summon as cheesy a line as he could to muster. Please let me join you. Let's fight for freedom together and liberate our country from the oppressive hold of Wilshire Corporation. Wow. That was just bad. Alright, come directly to our base and we'll talk, and keep it confidential. Kaysen breathed a sigh of relief. Well, at least it worked. It's so cold outside. Kaysen never liked the cold very much, nor the stark whiteness of it all. It made the world seem so much emptier than usual. Though, he remembered that silly girl he liked it, didn't she? Girls and her love for shiny things. He walked absent-mindedly, listening to the snow crunching, or crunching below his feet. Hey, maybe that didn't sound so bad after all. Half of the snow hit Kaysen right in the top of the head, and he nearly doubled over. He looked up immediately, yelling, "What was that for?" "Ha ha, gotcha," rubbed the snow out of his hair and scowled. The girl up in the tree slid herself down a little, lightly, grinning. "It's you again, sheesh. You are so getting it from me." "Ha, no way." A silly snow fight chase in a yard with two snow-covered children and their laughter. After running a little too much in the cold, the two children collapsed under a tree, silly grins on their face. "Hey, Kai." "Huh, Kai? That's such an odd nickname. But I like it." Hey, Kai, give me one too." "Give you a nickname?" "No, give me a gold-plated car." "Of course I meant a nickname, you giant doofus." I'm not very good with names." "Oh, come on. Just try. It'll be fun." "Well, so how about... the heck? Cyrus. How about Cyrus?" "That doesn't even sound anything like my name." "Oh, I like it though, so I'm gonna call you whatever you like it or not." "Cyrus? Serious? Serious. Cyrus. Serious. Okay, seriously? Why'd I say Cyrus then? Ugh, I know I shouldn't have asked. Heh. Ah well, at least you have something to call me by now. I could have called you by your name. You'd probably forget my name after some time anyway. I wouldn't put it past you. You remember something you've come up with more easily. That's terrible logic. I would remember your name just as easily if I keep calling you that. Maybe I think my name is too boring." Sirius grinning slyly at him, her great cheek still caked with snow. Kaysen groaned how easily he got accustomed to calling her by this random new name. You'd like a random one I'd choose over that. Ah well, whatever made her happy. "Anyway, don't you have to go home soon?" "Oops, I guess so." "Rara should be looking for me." "Alright then. I'm going to sleep now, so you better not wake me up." "I'll shovel snow over you while you sleep then. Don't do that, or I'll die." She giggled. "I was kidding. See you." She gave him one of her trademark silly grins and ran off. Kaysen watched the sky thoughtfully. There was something really calming about this winter afternoon, with the yolk-like sun still stuck halfway in the sky. Within a few minutes, he was sound asleep, leaning against the old oak tree. As Kaysen dozed lightly at the back of a cab, luggage tucked in a trunk, he reminisced one more thing about that strange girl, or Sirius, as he called her back then, and her antics. If his broken, unlinked memory served him right, probably not. The first time he met that girl was when he was around 6 or 7. A carefree, bubbly little girl. A little like Michaela, but got into a lot more mischief, perhaps. Like Michaela, Kaysen knew she was important. Very important. After all, a few years later, he killed his own twin brother to save her. But before that incident, indeed. That girl was happy, smiling, not a care in the world. When did those days come to an end? Reminiscing is pointless. It made people bitter. Michaela once said as an offhand remark, where she simply treated as a fond remembrance. Perhaps that isn't too bad. The broken sea of Kaysen's memories contrasts so terribly with his current mission that he can hardly suppress a groan. It would take a while to sort this all out. Turn right at the next intersection, please. Driver utters gruffly that he has heard. After a few more minutes of silently journeying, the cab comes to a stop. Pays the fare, gives a nod of thanks, and steps into the light autumn breeze. He finds himself in a rather narrow little district, not many people on the streets. There are a few shops littered here and there, all looking small, sad, and rather empty. He checks his watch briefly. 3 more hours until the appointed meeting time. The air is growing cold. Casey puts his hands in his pocket and breathes in some of what cool, chilling air. It's a little too cold for him, but Casey enjoys the cold. He keeps his mind sharp, his conscience clear, and the fire at bay. For now. Oh, god damn it. Back into this poopy person's place. He can... Starting into a nearby coffee shop. Casey quickly orders his drink and sits down. The place is empty, and that's saying something when there are only 3 tables. The man at the counter, who is probably the same age as he is, turns to him with a goofy smile. God freaking damn it. I'm gonna take a drink right now. Ooh, sorry. Coconut juice. Coconut juice. Greatest thing in the world. Welcome to my humble abode, sir. Casey sincerely hopes he doesn't actually live in such a rundown little place. Except, well, I don't actually live here, but still. Lame's laner. Should be lamer. Oh my god. Jokes for days. How may I help you? Iced coffee would be nice. Alright, give me a moment and I'll serve you shortly. Laner claps his hands together cheerfully and steps away. That guy, I hope he stays away. Casey looks at his watch again. Not much time has passed. He wonders if it was a good idea to stay undisguised in broad daylight like this. Wilshire Corporation should be looking for him, but it isn't as if he can fight back. Still, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to drag other people into this. Just when he is busy thinking, Laner appears. The coffee boy does his job pretty fast. His drink is served in under half a minute. Here you go. Thanks, keep the change. Nice doing business with you. Yay, he's gone. Pocketing the money, the coffee boy sinks back into his corner, to his counter. The taste of coffee is as mediocre as he expected. You get what you pay for, I suppose. He thinks dryly. He leans on his palm, massaging his head thoroughly while stirring the drink absent-mindedly with his other hand. You don't look very impressed. It's quite nice. Really? Oh my god, really? Alright, you're my new best friend, god damn it. This coffee shop boy sure is a nutcase. But I don't even know your name. Laner, what about you? So what's your name? Kaysen. Kaysen Vaultier. Well then, Kaysen, since now we know each other, let's go around and look for your parents. How did you know I was waiting for my parents? Well? Doubles over with a splitting headache. Are you okay? His head is ringing. But there's so much that he's forgotten. So much that he wants to know. He'll just have to bear with it. Do you need me to call for help? I'm fine. It's alright. Isn't exactly a sharp pain, more of a dull throbbing discomfort. He'll be fine. Hey, are you sure you don't need help? Thanks, but I'm alright. Just a migraine. Man, you shouldn't go to sleep with your hair wet. That's what my mom always told me, but I never listened. You get migraines often then? Nope, but hey, a bit of good advice never hurts anyone. I suppose so. Rainer grins cheerfully at him. So what's your name again? I didn't quite catch it. Pretty sure that Wilshire Corporation is after him. It would probably be a good idea not to reveal his name so openly. I'm Kai. Nice name. You're my second customer for today. Only the second? This place definitely is as deserted as it looks. First there was a girl who wears this overly large jacket. Her name was Catherine, I think. Catherine. Catherine Enshaw. You know her? No. I could have sworn he's heard of that name somewhere. Or a book or something. She was a rather strange person, likes burgers and stuff. Ah, of course, I'm not implying that people who like burgers are strange. Just blah blah blah. If my friend were here to hear you right now, she'd probably be offended. Oh, you mean Michaela? How did you know? You're Kaysen, right? Whoops. Thankfully, he doesn't appear to know about his problem with Wilshire Corporation. She's my cousin, and she talked to me about you several times before. You're the one whom she found lying on the pavement earlier in the morning, right? Ah, yeah. That was a terrible incident, wasn't it? Your aunt and uncle both caught in such a terrible fire? Your parents died in a fire too, right? Michaela told me. Yeah, that must have been tragic. But it's good that you managed to get away. Couldn't remember what caused that fire. No. Thank goodness Michaela called the ambulance in time, huh? Bless her soul, that Michaela. She was such a sweet girl. I'm so sorry. No, I'm alright. I just regret not spending more time with her before. To think that she would get caught up in that horrible case. Must have been horrible for you too, since she was with you. But you don't have to feel responsible. It's not your fault. Not his fault? Leonard's statement is more painful than it is consoling. If only I hadn't let her go alone, then. It's not your fault. If you'd gone with her, then you might have gotten caught in it too. Don't blame yourself. But it's true. If Kaysen had just gone with Michaela to that church that day, then he would have been there to hold Show Raylan back. He was too late, and he could have done something. He could have stopped her. He could have gone with her. He could have done anything except to let her go alone. How was he to know that was going to be the last time he was going to see her? His vision was blurred. He was unable to accept what lay before his eyes. He denied this reality, but it was the truth. Before him lay the corpse of the friend who had saved his life, whose life he couldn't save. Before him stood a girl in white. Hey. Hey! Huh? Sorry, I was spacing out. I'm sorry for talking about such a difficult subject. It must have been hard on you. No, that's alright. You don't look alright. Anyway, let's change the subject. I'd just like to confirm something with you. Are you absolutely certain you don't know a girl named Catherine Enshaw? Don't think so. Why? Of course, silly me. She was clearly lying about her name. No, it's nothing. Alright, it's Wuthering Heights. Are you serious? Wuthering Whatsits? Catherine Enshaw's a character from Wuthering Heights. Haven't you read it? It's famous. I don't read very much. Oh, blah blah blah. A novel, huh? Turns to look out the shop windows at a number of people milling about in the cool air. Turns back to Kaysen and asks an odd question. Do you like the heat? Huh? What kind of question is that? Just asking. Do you like summer? Fire? Well, I guess if it's cold. It's a cold day today. Were you drinking iced coffee? Suppose I need a refresher. Not feeling particularly calm lately. Why so? Are you feeling feverish? Maybe a little. Oh, is that true? Alright then. But you don't actually like iced coffee, do you? Huh? You don't look very happy drinking it. You prefer hot coffee, wouldn't you? Why did you ask for iced coffee? Hang on, you're asking some seriously strange questions. Laner chuckles. Kaysen feels uncomfortable. What is Laner grasping at? It's true that the code keeps Kaysen calm. He needs to be calm. He's not supposed to ignore rationality. Because he isn't supposed to get angry. Or something horrible might happen again. Like with Terry. So please. But there's no way Laner knows that. You didn't ask for a cold drink because you liked it. You need it, don't you? Well, we all need a cold drink once in a while. I don't mean it that way. You like the heat, but you're afraid of it. Am I correct? Saying that, Leonard sits himself down opposite Kaysen and leans forward with a critical eye. You like it, don't you? Fire. Draws back and laughs heartedly. Yay, I knew it. Now your personality is different from mine. I'm an air person. Oh my god, I want to hit this guy so much. I want to freaking bash his face in. What? So you're a fire type, huh? Right? Are you talking about Pokemon? Or maybe the Avatar, The Last Airbender? What are you even talking about? I thought you were an air type at first too, but I'm pretty observant, you know? Thought you gave off some fire vibes. Kaysen sighs. I don't think I understand what you're talking about. You're a Sagittarius? No, I'm a Leo. Oh man, I guess I got that wrong. Well, see, you're a fire type. I think I'm lost. You don't even know about the elements associated with star signs? I'm an Aquarius, and that's an air sign, like Gemini and Libra. Whereas the fire signs would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Oh really? I didn't know about that. Why would you want to? But you know, and knowledge is power. This laner is very eccentric. So just then the chimes at the door sound, signaling the arrival of a new customer. I like this. I actually like this song. The new customer is a young boy, rather tall for his age, dressed in what appears to be a rather peculiar-looking, expensive private school uniform. The way his hair has been neatly slicked back with a wet comb, and that pompous way of walking shows that he's likely a child of accustomed to wealth. He walks up to the counter and looks up at Leonard, cocking his head slightly. Hello? Wow, this isn't a spiffily dressed young man. What brings you here, little boy? Where are your parents? What drinks do you have, Mr. Bartender? Bartender? Kaysen, this little lad here just called me a bartender. Oh my god, I think you should take that as a compliment. I thought people who serve drinks are called bartenders. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I don't even want to friggin' laugh for him. Oh my gosh, this is golden. How old are you, kid? Why should I tell you? Yeah. Okay then, I'll just assume you're 3 and treat you as such. Starts making silly hand signals with both his hands, as if he were playing an elaborate game of charades. Bartenders give big people water that make big people fall down and sleep. You got it. The boy's cheeks flush red at the apparent insult. I'm very sorry, Mr. Bartender, for calling you a bartender. Real bartenders are cooler than you. Bam. Yeah, that's right. I can handle alcohol in another year, you'd know. I bet you don't even know what alcohol is, laddie. Stop bullying the little kid, Laner. God damn. Alright, whatever you say, boss. Hey, seriously, where are your parents? If I were a dad or a mom, I wouldn't let a kid run around like that. I'm not telling you. Gave them a slip, didn't you? Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Not even my new best friend Kaysen, I promise. I can still hear you, you know. Shh, pretend you can't. I didn't give my parents the slip. I gave my teachers the slip. See this uniform? This badge off proudly. The name Richmond Raffle's Private Academy glints off the lamplight. Wow, brilliant. Now I know which school to call to tell them that they have a rogue students giving off lessons. I hate you. Yes, I hate him also. He's kidding. You don't have to take that to heart. Wait, Richmond Raffle's? It's a prestigious academy I've heard of, but it isn't local. Yeah, I'm not local either. I'm here on a student exchange program. Some posh academy, that is, leaving a student unattended in a foreign land. That's because I'm smart. What does it have to do with anything? The boy grins deviously. During lunch, the teachers let us find a place to eat in groups of 3. Like a school trip that doesn't even cover catering? I like some peace and quiet, so I told my friends to let me go off alone. I'm a prefect too, so they won't disobey me. Ouch. 8-year-olds using power play in a posh private academy. Not good. I can't say I approve of this either. How do you know I'm 8? Your name tag says you're a 3rd year, so I hazarded a guess. But anyway, it isn't safe. Points at Kaysen. If no one's with you, this big brother here could always kidnap you and lock you up in some hidden temple and nobody will know how to save you. What? Why me? Because you look like the charming, sinister, pretty boy type. Now hush. Wow. 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 Bringing that bad stuff in here already, huh? You know what lays a finger on me? My father will hear about this. This kid sure is a rich brat. Yeah. Well, your father's back in your hometown, isn't he? He can't rush to your rescue that quickly. He's here on a business trip, staying at Hotel Lumahelm. Pretty powerful, you know. You're giving us enough reason to capture you and lock you up in the wine cellar to demand for ransom. What do you think of this plan, Kaysen, my friend? You're so stupid. I don't... Leave me out of it. Oh, I get it, Kaysen. You're one of those rich guys who have no day job. Like the poor and honest majority of us who have to toil for a living. Honest? You know, maybe I should just leave. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. No, don't leave here. Big brother will give you some free apple juice. I'm staying. You bastard. You stupid person. Don't you even learn? What's that Kaysen warily? But the bad big brothers are going to kidnap you, right? Yes, the good big brother will protect you. God damn it. Yay! Don't I even get a say in this? Yay! Yay! God freaking hell. Okay, so anyway, you promised free apple juice, and we wasted 15 minutes talking about nonsense. So can I have my apple juice now? Obabana Wayaha? Oh, so poor Mr. Bartender is too young to comprehend me. I'll make it easy for you. Smirking mocks Laner's earlier false gamer charades. Free apple juice, you promised. I want now. No time to waste. Then he gives Laner a wide smile. You cheeky brat. Alright, alright. Disappears behind a counter, mumbling something about kids and lawns. Okay, the moment Laner is out of earshot. Just as planned. Huh? Thanks to my great powers and smartness, I've gotten myself free apple juice. Wait, that was your plan all along? Yep. Nah, I'm bluffing. But hey, free apple juice. I don't even know what to say to you anymore, kid. Reemerges from behind the counter. Here's your apple juice. Now where's my moolah? You told me it'd be free, did I? Did I, Kaysen? You did. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side. Nah, you're an idiot. I never said that. Whatever. Want free apple juice for the dwarf. Pretty tall for his age. I don't think that's a very apt name. I'm not a dwarf. I'm a prefect. And those are mutually exclusive. Why? Boy turns his nose up at Laner and carries his tray to a table at the corner. He sips in full rich boy fashion, this glass peeking out and all, and takes a book out to read. This is a good time to take another sip of coconut juice. Okay, that wasn't a sip, that was a few gulps, but you know, whatever. Nana shrugs at Kaysen and returns to his counter to wash dishes. What dishes? What dishes? No one goes to his shop. I don't understand where he gets dishes from. Maybe he eats on his own time? I don't know. Maybe there was one dish from friggin' show, so I'm guessing he's just washing that dish for a long time. At the end of the very strange conversation, Kaysen finishes the last of his coffee and stands up. You're leaving? Yeah, I have somewhere to go. Oh, that's too bad. Will you come back? Probably not. I'm moving tonight. To another town? You could say that. I see. Well, take care. Nods at him and gives a friendly wave to the little boy at the other table. He leaves the shop quickly and looks around the streets. The meeting point shouldn't be too far from here. He should set off.